Happy Monday. Hope you're ready for some awesome math. Oh, Marvel's here to say hi. All right, so we had our story problem with Miri and the bunnies, and I went ahead and drew a picture like this because we had 12 bunnies in the yard. So I drew a yard and I drew 12 circles instead of bunnies because it would take me too long to draw bunnies. So 12 circles, and I did them in groups of 4. I didn't just draw random dots everywhere. So I have 12 circles, and I know there were 4 left. So I'm going to cross off all the rest except for 4 and leave 4 there. Now, I was thinking our number sentences would look like this. 12 bunnies, take away, I don't know how many, gave us 4. Or we could think 4 bunnies plus how many more would give us 12. So either of these number sentences would work. And then we cross off all of them except for 4. And let's see how many we have left. Or how many hopped away. So we have 4 left. So let's see, we have 4 and 8. Counting by 4s. 4, 8, 12. Or we can count normal. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8. Does that make sense? 12 minus 8 is 4. And 4 plus 8 is 12. Yeah, both of those make sense. And so we could say for our answer, 8 bunnies hopped away. All right. I wish I could see all of your awesome thinking because you guys always have so many great ways to think of these problems. Make sure you show your thinking because I do go back and look at your work. And I love to see your thinking. It shows me how much you're understanding. All right, today we're going to keep working on our 2-digit addition. We're going to work on a couple different strategies that we've learned because we've learned the quick tens. We've learned using it in the place value chart, drawing it in there. We've learned making it with numbers. We've learned breaking it into tens and ones. So we're going to practice a combination of all those today. Practice them with me, and then you choose the one that you understand the most and you feel the most confident on to do your work, okay? And I may be making some mistakes today, so make sure you're paying attention to that. All right, our first one we're going to work on, I'm just going to show you this unless you want to write at home. This one I'm going to show you 58 plus 37. Okay, so for this one, we could choose any strategy we want, but I'm going to do the tens and ones strategy. So I have 5 tens and 8 ones and 3 tens and 7 ones. Do you notice something? Did I make a mistake? Because look, if we add these up, oh, my 3 is a little sloppy. If we add these up, 3 and 7, it makes 10, plus 8 makes 18, plus 5 more, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23? Would that make sense if 58 plus 37 was 23? That doesn't make sense. The answer needs to be a bigger number. So I made a mistake. Do you know what mistake I made? These look like ones, don't they? 5 ones and 3 ones. It's supposed to be tens. So how do we show it's a 10? 5 tens is the same as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So if you're using a strategy, it's really important to make sure that your tens are the full number. So 50 and 30. Okay, otherwise you get an answer that's not right. That's why the strategy is a little bit tricky. I hope you saw that mistake. All right, so now that we have our numbers, these are the right numbers now, we're going to add our tens, 50 and 30. Oh, that's very sloppy. Man, you can tell it's the morning. I am tired. 50 and 30. And then we'll add our ones, 8 and 7. So remember our strategies, if we just look at the 5 and the 3, 5 plus 3 is 5, 6, 7, 8. So 50 plus 30 is 80. And then 8 plus 7, let's count on. Put 8 in your head. Let's count on 7 more. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is 15. Ooh. Now, which one's our answer? 80 or 15? Or both? Both. We need to add them together. We need to add our tens and add our ones to see our answer. That's the last step. Don't forget that step. So 80 plus 15, 0 plus 15, or we could look at our place value. 0 and 5 is what? 5. And 8 plus 1 is 9. So this big one is 95. Okay, I'm going to solve it one more time, showing you our quick tens and place value chart, just to make sure we remember it from last week. So 58 plus 37, I might be making mistakes, so pay attention with me. So I'm going to draw my big place value chart. tens and ones. And today is one of the last days that we are doing all of this addition. We'll be switching to something else. We'll be doing some review tomorrow and then working on coins and money the rest of the week, which will be really fun. So for 58 and 37, I need my colors to help color code. Okay, let's do 58 in the tens and ones. So how many tens? 5 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many ones? 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to color code. And I'm going to put this one underneath, so I should have given myself more room, because I'm going to write the numbers next to it like we practiced last week. All right, let's do 37. How many tens? 3. 1, 2, 3. How many ones? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so I have it all built in there. Let's start with our ones. And remember, if there's more than 10, we move that 10 over. If I grab my place value blocks, help us remember, all those ones, 10 ones becomes 1 10. So if we have 10 ones, we're going to move them over, nope, into a 10. So, oh, we did this last week, remember? Where we have our 5 and 5 right there because we line up our dots in orders of 5. So we can just take 5 plus 5 makes 10. Move it over there. Now don't forget, we need to add that 10 in there and then cross that one off because we just moved it over. So we remember not to count it and we moved it right there. Okay, so we just moved those 10 ones into 1 10. Okay. Let's count our ones now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all I see. 5. Let's count our tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 95. And that's the answer we got on our last one. Okay. Now I'm going to write it using numbers up and down. And we can keep it in a place value chart, or we can just keep it organized. So I'm going to do our tens and ones. And remember, we want to eventually get it to where we can just do the numbers, but if you still need to build, do it. Do what helps you learn, okay? So I'm going to put in our 58 and 37. So instead of doing the building it, I just put in the numbers, okay? So let's go ahead and add up our ones. We already said that we know that 8 and 7 is 15. So I can put the 5 here, whoop, and then put our 10 in the tens place because 15 has 1 10 and 5 ones, okay? Now I have 5 and 3 and 1. So 5 plus 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus 1 more is 9, 95. See how this way's a little bit faster? But it's really important to understand what you're doing before you do this way. Otherwise, it's kind of confusing about why you're doing things and why you move the 10 over, okay? All right, we're gonna practice another one, and I want you to practice this one along with me. So make sure you have something to write on to practice with, and then you'll do one by yourself. And then we're gonna be done practicing with our adding, which you're probably tired because we did a lot of adding like this last week. We've been working so hard on it, which is awesome, but we're close to done and we're going to switch to something else on Wednesday. We're going to switch to money, which I'm very excited. All right, let's do 35 plus 56. And if we were in class, I would have you guys try to start solving and then show me your thinking. So let's go ahead and do that now. Pause the video and I want you to start thinking, which strategy do I want to use? Okay, so pause your video, choose a strategy, and try to start solving. And then once you get stuck, start watching the video. Okay, so pause. All right, if you're here, this means that you've already started trying to solve this. If you haven't started trying to solve, then you need to stop the video and try to solve. Okay, so if you're here, you've already tried to solve some way. Now I'm gonna guess you guys did place value. I hope I'm right. So I'm gonna solve with place value. If you're stuck, watch me, and then if I get to the point where it makes sense, stop and fix it on yours, okay, on your paper. So let's do place value, and then we can do breaking in tens and ones. Okay, so tens and ones. And I'm gonna do both. So if you did place value with drawing pictures, awesome. But we're gonna do both. We're gonna do the drawing pictures and the numbers. Okay, so let's go ahead and build it. 35. How many tens? 3. 1, 2, 3. How many ones? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to do it in a smaller space. 56. How many tens? 5 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many ones? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And look, I put it in a tens frame so I can see that is 10. 5 and 5 makes 10. Oh, and I erased one of these accidentally. Okay, there we go. So that makes 10. We move it over, cross it off. How many ones do we have? Just 1. How many times? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, look at these big numbers. 91. All right, if you didn't get 91, go back and look at your work and see if there's a dot you missed, or did you forget to move this over? Did you add the extra 10? There's a couple different things that might have happened. All right, now I'm just going to use the numbers, because this is my favorite way to do it, is using the numbers. So I'm going to add 35 plus 56. I wrote those in there just like we drew them in, but I wrote them in this time. So we already said we know, oh, you know what? I know 5 and 5 makes 10. So 5 plus 6 would be 10 and 1 more, which would be 11. So I don't even have to count on if I use my number sense. So if I know it's 11, I'm going to put 1 down here and 1 up there. 11. See? Can you see that it's 1 and 1? 11. All right, now we're going to add up our 5 and 3 and 1. 5 and 3 is 8. Plus 1 more is 9. 91. All right, we solved. If you got something different than 91, maybe go back and watch and see if you can figure out where you made that mistake. But if you got 91, boop, great job. All right, let's solve one more, and I'm gonna solve it in a different way. So I solved with that. I'm gonna solve this one with tens and ones, but you can solve it however you want. So this one, let's do 52 plus 29. Ooh, big numbers. 52 plus 29. We're gonna do the same thing where you're gonna pause your video, try to solve, and then keep listening, okay? So pause. All right, if you are watching this, that means you've already tried to solve, okay? If you haven't already tried to solve, then pause your video and try to solve. Okay, I'm gonna say that you've already tried to solve. So I'm gonna solve this one as tens and ones, okay? So let's see, I have 5 tens. Is it just a 5? No, it's a 50, because 5 tens is the same as 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So don't make that mistake. 5 tens is 50, 2 ones, and then 2 tens is how much? 10, 20, and 9 ones. Okay? Now if you solve this using place value, awesome. Just keep watching and then check your answer at the end. So here we go. What do I add first? I'm going to add up my tens, 50 plus 20, and then I'll add my ones. So 50 plus 20, 5 and 7 is what? 5, 6. Oh, I said the answer. 5 and 2 is what? 7 or 70. And then 2 plus 9. I know 9 plus 1 is 10, so I just add 1 more, 11. So now I have, if I look at my tens and ones, I have 0 and 1. What's 0 plus 1? 1. That's so easy. And then 7 plus 1, 8. All right. 81 is our answer. I hope that's what you got too. All right, now you are going to solve one more problem by yourself, and then we're gonna be done with our adding for a little while. We're gonna take a break and do something else, okay? So you're gonna solve 58 plus 34, solve in whatever strategy you want. Just do what makes sense to you, and you can try a couple different strategies if you want to, okay? Remember, I'm checking your work, so do the best you can and make sure you show your thinking. Don't just say 74. I want you to show your thinking and make sure you know that you have the right answer. I'm excited to see your thinking, and I'll see you again for writing. Bye.